punching microphones, I will say we're in.
Okay, that's why I punched it like that final pop to let you know.
Get their attention immediately.
Welcome back, buddy.
How's it going?
Oh man, it's going well. Missed having you across from me, man. It's been a little bit.
What, Lee's not a good replacement?
No, it's fantastic actually. If you could do it all the time,
I mean, there was a little thing in the back of my mind until Lee said, "Hey, Bryan."
No, man. No.
I will say that it's hard to switch and talk. There was a few times I was like, damn it.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I'm staring at Rashid like I've already switched there, and it's probably still just sitting on my face.
it's a skill set that I'm glad I don't have to manage.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. What's been going on? Oh, we got to knock the rust off it. Good idea, bad idea? Welcome back.
I
know you have one.
And I don't. Can we just ring up an old one?
I could ring one up.
Well,
I've got one.
House-made sausage, good idea. Bad idea. House-made sausage.
Bad idea. Yeah. Very true. Good idea. Get a full production company to capture the amazing moments in black culture and the cookout culture. Bad idea. Do a homie hookup to where you have people slinging meats out of the driveway trying to prep, and you have people needing to use the bathroom, but no one can go inside because we're only allowed in the driveway. Yeah.
That's what porta potties are made for.
Well, that would have required more planning.
More planning.
That would have required a lot more planning. But,
there's never enough planning for these things.
There really isn't, but we'll run that story back at the tail end of it all.
The tail end of it all.
But
is that a special segment?
It is a special segment. We're working on a title, but
okay.
I think the working title is "Ain't That Some Shit?"
Ain't that some shit? That's a good one.
It works out, but I guess do the intro part.
Let's do the intro part.
This is where you usually cue the music. You think you got it? It's been a while. You think you can roll us in?
I don't think so, but let's do it. Welcome to This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue-focused podcast that focuses on the good, the bad, and everything in between that's going on in the world of barbecue. I'm your co-host, Bryan Hull. I haven't been here in a while, but joining me as always is the amazing
Rashid Phillips.
Also, there's a hidden episode scattered in the digital ether somewhere. a secret, hidden, lost season finale.
Because we're now on season 4.
Because we're now on season 4.
Episode 3. You guys got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
And joining us is back to the voice you hear and face you do not see, but if you watch the last couple episodes, you got a gander, Mr.
Lee Garman.
See, I forgot something. I can't be perfect.
It's all right.
I got like 70% of the way there.
No,
I'd say it was like 85.
Yeah,
85, okay.
You got us, sir. Just
honestly, I think I did that the best I've ever done that, and then I still forgot something.
It's all right. We're all getting back on the horse here. It's been a little bit. So, brother, catch me up. What have you been up to, man?
Just the pop-up circuit. Kind of getting back into the bread and butter of everything. Like the past couple months have been a lot of collabs, a lot of different weird kind of stuff. Or not weird stuff, just more smaller things, like doing the Punk Foodie Fest for if you're in Atlanta, Sam Fleming runs an account called Punk Foodie. And he kind of tracks all the pop-up scene in Atlanta, and he's launched an app where you can kind of follow all of the dates and everybody doing pop-ups. So he had a kind of festival at the West Side Motor Lounge with like 16 different pop-ups all at once. So doing smaller stuff for that. The beer release, I guess. I did a beer at Round Trip Brewing.
Yeah, you did.
It's a smoked mango and raspberry Berliner Weiss. It's called Der Punker. Yeah, it was a collaboration. Sam, again, Punk Foodie, hit me up saying, "Hey, do you want to collaborate with the folks at Round Trip?" So shout out to Mary. She kind of did all the brewing stuff and all the stuff I don't know about.
Yeah,
and made it really.
Do I remember there was something about figuring out what you were going to do in the proportions of the fruit that was a little experimental. And how did all, like, where did you land with that?
So, I mean, so the first time we smoked blackberries, blueberry, or I smoked blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, and mango. And we kind of picked and chose and came to the conclusion that raspberries and mango. Yeah, it ended up being, I had to smoke 55 pounds combined of raspberries and mango.
So
and
for how much beer?
I think 35 gallons.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. It was a small batch.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to do a bigger batch on my smoke.
People don't get how much work goes into when you have to smoke the ingredients yourself.
Smoke, then puree it down, then strain it. That took way longer than I expected to strain everything. Then
cheesecloth it.
Oh yeah, well I had cheesecloth and mesh sieved.
Yeah.
Mesh sieve.
Yeah, depends on what side of the world you're on.
Yeah. And then we, God, what is it? You heat it up to 160. Sanitized, or I don't know. There's a term for it that I'm forgetting. Purified it. Basically, or whatever. Basically took out any chance of
any bacteria or anything.
Yeah. So that was fun.
No, man, that's good. So, and you just finished a pop-up on the 8th.
Yeah. So
Little Cottage?
Little Cottage. So, yeah, now we're getting back into, I will be basically somewhere every Saturday doing this is the home stretch till the end of the year. Basically every Saturday doing a full barbecue menu.
Did I see Lefties somewhere?
Okay, so that's the other thing that's starting.
Right.
This Wednesday.
You got a lot going on.
This Wednesday, I am starting through the end of August for right now. Okay. A weekly sandwich and smoked links pop up at Lefty Lee's in the Olive and Pine building in Avondale Estates, kind of right across the street from Little Cottage Brewery.
That's posh.
Yeah,
so
I guess.
It's a little nice.
Lefty Lee's.
Now I know why you don't have time for us. You got these new buddies with their disposable incomes and
no. I mean, Lefty Lee's Vivian, she runs an awesome bakery. She's been working on that for a while. So she was like, "Do you want to do a pop up here?" And I'm like, "Absolutely," because she closes at 3. She's open 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Oh,
or
that's
8.
beautiful.
Yeah. So she's gonna make a bunch of milk bread buns and sling some sandwiches and burgers and stuff.
Good deal, man.
Yeah, I'll have a rotating kind of 2 weekly special sandwiches. I'll always have the smoked burger. Mm-hmm. I'll have a specialty link and then kind of rotating sides, stuff I get to play with and not do on the normal basis.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's fun, man.
I got to figure out what sausage. Speaking of sausage, I got to figure out what sausage I'm making for that because it's coming up in 2 days.
Oh crap! Yeah, might want to. I mean, you've got a lot in the chamber as far as classical ones you can rip off.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I've done. If you can count all the varieties, I'm closing in on 50.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's too much.
Can I propose an idea, Hodge? If you're listening, brother, I say we do a ebook and a hard copy book. You toss your 50 links in. He tosses his 50 links in, and we call it Just the Tip.
Just the Tip. Okay. Yeah. Well, now we're back in the flow.
There we go. And it's an all sausage party book. And it's a sausage fest.
Ain't a sausage party.
Ain't a sausage party. No, but that's amazing. 50 variations.
He's probably done more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's always doing the snaps. And a slight intro into some of the news we do have. Mr. Hodge and the crew will be back for Holy Smokes this year because tickets are now available. You can go ahead and snag them. We've talked about this before for different experiences for different festivals. Get the VIP pass. It is worth it. If you're not, especially if you don't go to festivals a lot, if you go to 1, maybe 3 a year, it's worth investing in the VIP. Get the VIP pass. Trust me, as someone who has gone and helped and supported this since its inception, get the VIP pass. Especially now that we're at the Riverfront location, where it's just big, it's huge, so much more space. Just get it, and before they're all gone. But we'll have that linked to the show notes.
Yeah, usually there's specialty dishes too that you can only get with the VIP pass.
Yeah,
but getting them in there an hour early before the crowds, and you kind of have a little time to kind of
peruse, know where you want to go, because when the Gen Ad area opens, Coral, you remember the line was just wrapped. People were just waiting to get in. It was a stampede. They couldn't get scanned in fast enough.
Yeah.
VIP, You don't have to worry about that. You don't get your drinks, get your grub, kick back, relax, have a good time. Yeah, that'd be my thing. My little 2 cents there. What do you got going on your list there?
Let's do the more positive stuff for right now.
Yes.
So Windy City Smokeout is this weekend.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A bunch of people going up to Chicago, and I know Leroy and Lewis will be there. Hoodoo again. I don't know, too many to name really, no, but like honestly, that's kind of the big summer one, and the two big fall ones are Holy Smoke and I guess the Texas Monthly Fest. I'm stealing one of your stories.
I see. Just snag them off my list.
Well, I'm segueing into you so you can talk about it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that. But no, the Texas Monthly Barbecue Fest is back in Lockhart, Texas. Tickets are on sale, if I'm not mistaken. And when is the event? November 4th and November 5th. Lockhart, add it to your old Google calendars. Tickets are, in fact, on sale. And they're saying, unlike last year, there will only be one ticket release date. Once a tier sells out, that's it. They're not going to release all of them at once. They're saying, hey, we're going to give you this purchase option first. Once that's done, then the next purchase option, then the next, and the next, and the next. And prices aren't bad. What are we looking at here? Like $40, $100, $140, $55, gen ad free. That's not horrible.
No, it's really not for how many places show up, and everybody does like a specialty dish there too. Like it's stuff that you usually won't find at the restaurant.
You know what you can get $400? General admission tickets to Grill and Chill Fest happening September 22nd and 23rd. Of course.
So now we have an event in the early fall that people need to get excited about.
It is, and I picked that date because it is the last day of summer. It's a summer farewell. We get to tuck summer into bed for the night until next year and wake up to fall the next day. So we talked for a while about doing a fest, and I guess everyone assumed it would be here in Atlanta. Trust me, still working on that part. But for now, tossing my hat in the Festa barbecue game in Texas. And it's year one. It's the first year.
Well, wait, let's also talk about how you were borderline forced into it by somebody.
Who forced me in it? I don't know. You, Pops,
some guy.
Some guy.
Some guy said there's space available. You better make something happen.
Yeah, Pops was just like, why don't you do something? He's like, anything I want? He's like, yeah, just do whatever you want. Like, all right. We've got the venue. It's absolutely beautiful out there. Right on the water. Ample parking space. Such a beautiful outdoor cooking space for open fire. The covered arena right there on the lakeside. All that's being built out. Shout out to John, Kalen, and all of them over at the harbor for allowing me to put this thing together. And I just wanted to make a kickback with some barbecue buddies and invite some people. And just like at a barbecue, you're going to make far too much food for the cooks to eat, so you got to give it to people. So I said, let's do this. And the proceeds from this event, the ultimate goal, we've partnered up with the local Boys and Girls Club chapter there in Texas, and we're going to start a after-school barbecue program for kids to start learning the trade. I am going to secure some smokers for them to practice and learn on and just try and cook, because everyone's always asks like, oh, did you go to culinary school? It's like, no, my culinary education stopped in 6th grade home economics. So if I can form something for these kids to do after school and to just learn and teach them a trade, a craft, I'm going to go ahead and go for it. So it's going to be a pretty good time. 2-tier options. General admin day, it's Saturday, come out, cook, kick back, relax, have some beverages. Friday, I think both days are special, but Friday, if you get the VIP tickets, you get access to the Pitmaster dinner, which is a private dinner. There's only 50 slots, and I think half of them are gone, if not more by now. And that is with a private dinner cooked by Pops and I. He's doing low and slow. I'm doing open fire with the Caribbean flair. And these are dishes that you cannot get on Saturday. So,
and I peeked at some of the ingredients. You guys aren't going light.
No, we're not at all, not at all. I want it to be a good time. I want you to feel like, okay, wow, I need everybody there to get the itis. Like, once everyone's eating, it's just dead silent because everyone's just slumped over. Like, I don't know, I can't have another bite. Okay, I'm gonna get another bite.
Just gonna have people taking naps in the trees.
Yeah.
Just, hey, this tree looks nice. I'll just lean up against it.
I'm not gonna lie. This is a good spot. If you got a hammock, this is not a bad spot. Bring your hammock.
Honestly, we should just provide hammocks. Just like a hammock zone.
That would actually be genius.
You could set up one there.
A hammock zone. Just click. VIP hammock zone. You got your things. Come on, hang out, watch us cook until dinner's ready.
I'm like, and VIP hammock zone it depends on what it is. If it's truly the last days of summer, it might be summer 2.0 this week, say in the South, or it might be fool's fall. We just don't know how this.
Well, Pops is saying it's because it's literally we're a few feet from the water.
Okay.
And he breathes. It just cools you right down.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say the furthest that you might be is like 300 feet from the water.
Yeah. And that's back where we were cooking,
nice.
under the, and even still we're under the canopy of the oak trees out there. So. It's really nice. It's
a super nice pavilion too.
It really is. And I'm excited. I want people to come out. Tickets are available. They're on sale. Go to grillandchillfest.com. Snag you some.
Hey, since you're running it, you'll at least know what proteins you're getting ahead of time.
Yes, and I'm actually sending in my protein list in 2 weeks because we're collecting that list from all the participants.
Oh, months in advance.
Yeah. Yeah, because I want everything done. My goal is by August that everything's already ordered, locked in, done, set. I'm not concerned. I'm like, oh, where are we going to get these last minute boneless ribeye loins, So, but we got some good people. Obviously, we have Pops. We've got myself. We've got Logan from season 2 of Barbecue Showdown. We have Miss Erica Blue Smoke Blair. She's just a badass in general that are going to be whipping up some dishes. And we may have some special guest pitmasters rolling through as well because a lot of people have reached out and wanting to be a part of it. And, I enjoy being invited to all the parties and stuff we get to, but sometimes you want to throw your own. So let's do it.
Hey, you've been talking about it for a while, so.
Yeah. It's good to sometimes just gotta jump in. Just get it out. Just make it happen. So that's what we're doing, man. What else we got on the docket, or was that it?
The New York Times article, did you read that last week, or did you see it? Kind of talking about how Texas barbecue is the best it's ever been, kind of covering 20 of the kind of new school spots popping up around Texas.
Someone from Texas wrote that article, probably.
New York Times.
Yeah. Still.
I guess what was the
Brett Anderson.
I don't know. Are we gonna?
Sounds like a Texas name.
Sounds Brett with 2 T's.
But they covered like Barb's BQ, Leroy and Lewis.
Shout out to Barb's BQ.
Yeah, I still need to get there. A buddy did get to go, and he's saying he's still dreaming about the green spaghetti.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that on the list. Green spaghetti, brisket, pork ribs, turkey, lamb chops. What?
Yeah, do lamb chops every time.
Beef ribs and pudding, chowder beans.
Yeah.
And is that a stew or I think that's a stew? No, slaw? Stew or slaw?
I think it's a slaw.
Slaw?
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys can't tell, but there was a glare on the photo, so I was like,
distant relatives over in Austin.
Yay. Yeah.
That's one of my spots I need to go to. Burt Bean, like all these like new ones that have popped up in the last couple of years that are just like knocking it out of the park.
Yeah. I want to working on the schedule for that week of the event in Texas, but I'm hoping to get down there early enough to see and check some of these places out. But it's great.
You know what you have to do?
What's that?
You got to go the week ahead of time. Like, you go the week ahead, get all that out, and then that way you have kind of prep because basically Wednesday, honestly for you, Tuesday through Thursday, you're not going to be doing anything but working to make sure that event runs smooth. I've got
to dig a pit. I've got to build a pit to cook on. We're gonna have Eminem, the guys, Matt and Mike. They're bringing in an El Rey. See if I can sweet talk him into bringing in a reverse flow as well. But I'm going to dig a ground pit like we did last year. We did the jerk chicken and the shoulders and ribs, old school, just like that. Gotta check out. Yeah, but I do want to see these places, man. I want to get up over at Goldie's. I want to get up over at Barb's. I want to go show support. We report on these guys enough. It'd be good to just go hang out. Heck, kick it with Leroy and the guys. But this is a pretty good article. You already have it linked back, so
yeah, you can. Hopefully, you haven't used all of your 2 or 3 free articles from New York Times, so you can actually read it.
Yeah, because this was like gain unlimited access. You got to scroll slow. Don't scroll too fast because it's gonna pop like, hey, you got to buy. You got to pay for this. And
then Koi Barbecue. Keep on the lookout. They're announcing their next pop up. That's also going to be a collab with. I know who it is. Don't want to announce it, but it's a friend of the podcast.
All right, right on. Which is a very short list because we don't have many left.
Yeah, we're trying to gain some.
We're trying to. Back on the news front, a couple smokers are available. You've got the Goldie's rig, the pre-sale that's still happening, still going on.
Yeah, it's not the intro price. It's actually down to the actual price, not the intro price.
It's the real price.
If you caught it early enough, it was $625 million.
Yes.
But now it's for the.
But you got free shipping.
You got free shipping. But now it's discounted to
$42.50.
$42.50.
So right on, which is definitely.
For the amount of space, the actual usable, cookable space on that thing, it's kind of insane.
And the build and design, and remember, these are all done by hand. These aren't cranked out, mass produced here, so that's a great deal. But also getting into the backyard smoker game is our brother Hurtado coming out with the Hurtado Smoke Box, and that is available for pre-sale. He partnered up with Hooray Grill Co., and I love it's like color selection, raw, or high temp black stainless. But if you go raw, which you should always go raw, I've got pennies raw with grow up, sir. Talking about smoker paint.
It's about
colors.
Time that you say something that you can only be taken one way.
The only difference is when I blush, it doesn't show.
Yeah, that's true. Black don't crack.
It doesn't, but we got to moisturize. It gets ashy. That's where you got to lotion up, brother. They've got raw steel finish or high temp black. Just go raw. It's just there. It's better look overall. And that's
get some linseed oil and take care of it.
Season it up. Season it up. Yeah, $22.50 on that one, and it's a beautiful looking rig. It's a unique design than I think what people may be used to. It's not a reverse flow. It's technically you could do it as a grill as well if you put enough heat, and they are currently offering, if you do a pre-order, they will throw in an additional shelf into your order. So get that, but it is a smoke box, but it reminds me of a slightly modified pig cooker, shrunken down, like drastically shrunken down from the classic cabinet pig cookers.
Right. Okay.
That's what it personally reminds me of. But I can't wait to see these out there. All I've gotten to see are the images, and it is a very raw design. Like there's no frills. It's not extra fancy. Don't go looking for a stack of dimes here, but it looks like a solid unit that you can have some fun with. So check that out. Good on you, Hurtado. He's killing it, man. Location, Rangers, barbecue guy, just go. That's how you sound the gas.
One of the only ballparks you can get a whole beef rib at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beef rib, a ballpark beef rib.
Yeah, say that 5 times fast.
Can't even get it out once. I have to give some love to my fellow mentor, my fellow Kingsford Preserve the Pit mentor, Mr. Rashad Jones, is undefeated against Mr. Bobby Flay and beat Bobby Flay. He's got him, beat him back to back, 2-0. He's going, he's crushing it. And on top of that, he launched and opened his brick and mortar restaurant, which we're going to have the link to in the show notes. So now not only does he have the trucks, but he launched his brick and mortar on the 4th, and he's there killing it, crushing the barbecue game in Ocala, Florida. Good on you, brother.
Has he said if he's going to go back for a 3-peat?
He should. He needs to go for the hat trick. See, I know hockey terms. Go back for the hat trick. I'm sure he will. But he's got so much going, and he's developing so much, and I definitely value the chats that we get to have. You know, I called him on the 4th early in the morning, be like, hey, brother, congrats. I know the day is about to get away from you, but I just had get that congratulations in early. You're crushing it. Constantly an inspiration. We'll catch up soon. So good to see that for him. Yeah, well, some other pop-ups. Let's talk about I have here on topics to repeat so we can let people know your full pop-up schedule of what you've got coming up.
Okay, so every Wednesday through August at Lefty Lee's, 5 to 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Then this week I'm at Round Trip Brewing, 1 to 5 p.m. on Saturday. I'm doing a collab pop-up with Tony's ATL. He does Chicago beef sandwiches.
Like peppers and all?
Yeah. The Jardiniere, yeah. So I'm going to do my take on, or try and make as a badass as I can, a Maxwell Street Polish sausage. One of those Polish dogs. Yeah. And then we're also going to do, so he's got the jus, do the brisket burger, and do a dip brisket burger.
Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like your brisket burger is a sleeper.
No, I mean, look.
It's so good.
The first time I ever saw it.
It is not a sleeper. It's amazing.
Wait,
go have one.
You had one.
No, I meant
right.
a sleeper in a good way. Like, people don't realize how good it
okay.
is.
Yeah.
Look. I'm gonna give a shout out to the first time I ever had that kind of brisket burger done that way was Leroy and Lewis, and it was mind blowingly good. And fairness, they use that Akuashi heart brand, so it's that half Wagyu, half Black Angus stuff. It's insane. I still need to get over to Fox Brothers to try their version, because Fox Brothers, they only do it on Saturdays. I'm doing a pop-up on Saturday.
I volunteer as tribute. I'll
volunteer
for you, Bryan.
Because and they make their own. They make a tallow bun, homemade tallow bun.
What?
Jeez.
Yeah.
No wonder they do it once a day or once a week.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. That allows you to save all your trimmings at the end of the week and put it to good use. One giant bag.
And then Moose.
Shout out to Moose.
Yeah,
man.
Moose Craft Barbecue does one that looks amazing, and I think it's made a couple best burgers lists already.
I gotta call Andrew, man. I gotta call him.
I know one of the LA food YouTubers named it as a top 5 LA burger.
Really?
Yeah.
I got called because of this project that was happening. I was referring them for the project, but stuff came out, and they're like, no. I was like, no, did you tell them? But yeah, I got to call them and sort it out.
And then I saw another list that someone added burnt bean as the number 2 burger in America they've had.
Really?
And number 1 was NFA. So, which NFA is a damn good. Have you had NFA yet?
I haven't had an NFA burger.
Well, while you're in town, you need to just go get a double.
Are they open on Mondays?
No, they don't. They're open. Yeah.
You see.
You're only in town on Mondays.
Yeah, this is just the early part of the week.
Then doing a collab at the end of the month at Pontoon 7:30.
Oh, with who?
Bowlicious. So,
that sounds newish.
No, she's been around for a while. But I'm gonna make a couple of smoked meats that she's gonna throw in some bows.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll probably be doing sandwiches and stuff, because once a month at Lefty Lee's, I'll have the full menu. So the last Wednesday of the month, I'll have the full menu at Lefty Lee's on a Wednesday, which was cool. So mostly sandwiches for the most of the time, and then once a month doing the full barbecue spread there. So I have all the dates. There's more dates, but I have them all on the website. I have them all on the Facebook. Just go there.
Are these?
Those are on sale.
Are these on the website as well? These captivating caps?
They are on the Squarespace site, because I don't know if I want to pay.
Pop this.
I don't want to. Or no, they're on the Square site. They're not on the Squarespace site, because you got to pay extra to be able to sell shit on the Squarespace.
You do have to pay extra to be able to sell shit on there.
But I have a link.
Grab one at one of the pop-ups. Maybe.
Grab one at one of the pop-ups.
It saves you on shipping. There's no transaction fee really like that. So.
Yeah, I think I sell them for $28 at the pop-ups, and then if you add shipping and stuff, I think it's like $35.
Well, we've got boxes, so you need to crank them out. I'm waiting for mine since Corey stole mine. Comes to the office once a month and just takes all the goods and leaves. I'm doing inventory on those rubs too, brother.
You want to get to your last?
Oh, looks good. What's new? What haven't I seen yet?
You want to get to your last positive story? Oh, now he chimes in.
Pause was Pops and I again reminding you guys. I was talking with them. Things should be up within the next 7 to 10 days for Oxtail Night in Los Angeles, August 5th. We're not going to have a lot of room on that one. It's not going to be a full. I think it hits the occupancy, and we're pulling it down a little from that. But I hope everyone comes out for it. It's going to be a good one. We're going to have some special guests that are coming too. I'm not allowed to say as yet, but if you want some bomb oxtail, come on through. I'm going to just share a quick story, and I don't know if it'll make it on air. So I'm filming with Anthony a week ago.
On air,
Okay,
not on air on our show.
Not on our show. It's obviously going to be here on ours, but
okay.
I don't know if they're going to put it into the final show. So we're doing our thing. We're going back and forth. And I was just like, brother, what's your get down? Like, when I come to the spot, what are you making? And doesn't want to let me know. And he says, he ends up finally pull it out of him. He apparently makes amazing oxtail. And I was like, really, that's the dish you have to pick. You were better off just saying brisket, because I make a meaner oxtail than I make brisket. I make a really damn good brisket. So apparently, hopefully when he gets back from doing his dope stuff in South Africa, I'm going to go by the spot and we're just going to have an oxtail cook night and just go to town. Because I like trying other people's variations of it. Like this one lady made an all-white oxtail where it's just an extremely clean broth. And she's like, yeah, she just rolls it for days and days and skims. I don't have that kind of patience. That's like a 4-day dish to get it that pure and clear for a broth. But long story short, come out August 5th. We're going to have a mean oxtail night.
You still need to hook me up so I can make that one dish I told you about.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's just so much meat.
It's expensive too now.
That's when I need to go half on a cow.
Have you seen what beef rib prices are now?
Have you just seen what
I've got a
beef
line
prices?
on a cow. If we really start thinking about that.
No, I've been thinking about it for over a year. Corey had a line, not talking hairline, talking about line on a cow. But sorry, I'm sorry. New Leaf, brother, 2024, New Leaf.
You ain't putting no New Leaf.
He's got that Tom Selleck line right now.
He does. See, I'm not the only one with a pencil stack.
You should have seen him on the 4th when it was all fresh, coming in Miami Vice.
This isn't. Why are you looking at just me, Corey?
Because you're the ringleader. Okay? It starts with you and then it rolls down to everybody else.
Look. If you call it a Tom Selleck, it's a compliment.
All I know is that man stepped in with Miami Vice. I was like, I'm just waiting for you to have white boat shoes on. I was like,
so has it gone from Miami Vice and it's now shifting to Blue Bloods?
That is right. He's gonna come over and just start flipping tables over.
Hey, look, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Just Corey's presence there it would mean a lot to me.
It is. It means a lot to us that you grace us with your presence today, Corey. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you show your thanks in a very odd way.
Everyone's got their way, man. That just happens to be mine. I'm sorry. Don't judge me for how I am.
Riddle spoon.
I hate you. Oh gosh. Dang, I lost my train of thought. Where were we? I think we finished Oxtail. We got through that. Right on. Oh, and we were talking about beef prices.
Oh yeah.
I went into a Publix the other day, and I was just tooling around, just seeing what they had, and I saw $17.99 for
a pound.
A pound.
Yeah. Oh, what?
$17.99 a pound for bone-in ribeye. I said, somebody must have marked this wrong.
No.
So I started checking the others. I was like, what is going on? And this is Publix choice.
That used to be like 4 years ago. That was $11.99 a pound.
The sale price used to be like you get for like $7.99 or $9.99 on with bone and bone. I'm just like 17. And then I went to like other places. I stopped off at Restaurant Depot. I was like, meat prices are so high.
$7.70 a pound for plate ribs right now.
Yo, Alan, AP, I don't know how you're able to just fly through these like that. Like, I know he's got.
Oh, Adam Perry Lang? Yeah. Oh, I'll have beef ribs on the menu this weekend.
Who'd you rob? Who'd you rob?
I buy them in bulk when they're decent, and then like they freeze okay, so I'll vacuum seal and freeze them, and then like they're one of the things that you can. Beef ribs, spare ribs, pork butts.
Yeah, definitely butts.
Yeah,
chicken's not so much.
Yeah, no, and also like if you don't, Snake River Farms has it down to a science, but if you don't freeze a brisket properly. Yeah. Like the way it develops ice crystals and the point will like you'll end up with like a point that looks like you overcooked it no matter what you do.
Yeah. No, it's the prices got so crazy that I start to further and further understand and appreciate those headlines where it's like lady steals, 300 pounds of chicken wings from a Tyson truck. I'm like, hey, sis, I get it. I understand.
Like I would too. The opportunity just hasn't come up.
Trust me, you let me see the back of a Tyson truck open, and there's a couple.
As long as they're stealing them from like them and not the barbecue joints. Did you?
Yeah, there were last year we did report on a couple of joints that had gotten broken into.
So there was. I can't remember the joint. I have to. We'll put it in the notes. There was a joint a couple weeks ago. They had basically locked up their pits because people were stealing briskets and stuff, and
out of the pits.
They got pissed and they overloaded the firebox and basically started a grease fire in their pit and burned everything.
Wait, so they tried to steal from them. The people locked the doors on the pits, so the people who were trying to steal just tossed a bunch of wood in the firebox?
Yeah, basically just burn the shit out of everything in the pit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a new level. If I can't have it, no one can have it.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
That's a whole other level of petty.
Like, just keep it moving. It's like this video I saw the other day. This cat trying to steal an iPhone from an Apple store, and he just wasn't doing it right. And everyone was just like, "Baby, it's okay. Just go. They haven't seen your face. Just leave." And the video's like 3-4 minutes long of him. He's still trying, and the employees just feel sad for him at this point. They're still helping people. Like, bro, you just caused.
Did one of them come by and just clip the wire and be like, "Dude, just leave. We can't chase you.
You can't just go." At that point, if it takes you more than 30 seconds, just leave. He's just keep trying shit.
He didn't have a heart out.
He did not. He didn't. He's like, I got all day.
He didn't have that. It wasn't like he didn't have that timer going where he knew he had to get out of there.
Oh my gosh, no, that was horrible. But yeah, I hate to see stuff like that, and we also have in the community, Brother Terrence Zilla Pitts, his rig, if I'm not mistaken, collapsed on the back end of his porch of his trailer and snapped the roofing up. So now he's dealing with insurance to try to get, of course, the funds to get that repaired, as well as the lost wages. He can't work. The rig's not going. So that's a whole other interesting thing. If you guys are getting in this game and you're mobile, please get the right insurance. I think I'm gonna reach out to Brother Jones and have him on here and see if he can, since he now has a brick and mortar. He's had trucks and they do pop-up and catering events. He's hitting the gambit, if you would, of how many places you can serve and how to serve. So that's some good information to get on here. Did we knock him?
We got 2 left.
All right. Yeah, I just hate talking about this one.
Yeah.
I'll go first. As always, like we said, we talk about the good, the bad, and everything in between. And we mentioned it on the last episode. Brother Sierra, Mr. Robert Sierra, has been diagnosed with cancer. He's going to be starting his processes and his treatments. Eventually, a full GoFundMe will be set up. But right now, you can support by Venmoing whatever you can. And like I said last episode, I don't expect you to donate. Not everyone's in a position to, but everyone can share and pray. Those don't cost anything. So again, the Venmo information will be in the show notes.
All right. if you're kind of in the Atlanta barbecue scene, or actually even in Texas,
I didn't get that. Could you try again? Oh, hey Siri.
Yes. Okay, Siri. So Scott Doob, I'm gonna get his Instagram handle right. I'm pretty sure it's Saw. Yeah, Saw X04. I had the pleasure of meeting Scott at the first Goldie's pop-up that they did at the Fox Brothers kiosk back in like early 2019. And we would just chat. Yeah, we would chat back and forth on Instagram. He was always going out to places. Anytime he traveled to Texas, he was hitting as many spots as he could. He loved going to snows. He was hitting everywhere he could. He was always trying to get into the Texas A&M Brisket U. Never got in. Every year he would text me. He's like, I didn't get in again. And then, he was just a passionate guy about barbecue. You could see everything he was cooking. He passed, I believe, last week. So there is a memorial service this Saturday. We'll have links in the show notes, but there is a Zoom link if you want to watch through Zoom with the password. So, just a really good dude, a Boston fan through and through. He would always give Johnny White of Goldie's if you know Johnny, he got a Falcon Super Bowl tattoo. If you know, so he would always give Johnny crap about that tattoo. Yeah, he was a really good dude, and it's I seen him post something about being in the hospital back in May, and I thought he had turned it around, and I was mistaken. So, but really good dude. We'll leave show notes in there.
Yeah, well, sadly we come and we go. We've lost a couple this year. It seems just various illnesses and what have you. Guys, take a second, take care of yourself. This job is very laborious. It takes a toll on the body. Have a good mattress, have even better shoes, and have a greater diet, It's a long hours type of gig, and it's easy, especially since we focus so much on feeding and taking care of others that we forget to take care of ourselves. We were in Washington, and I think we ate once every day, and that was our little breakfast sandwich. Because the rest of the day we're just cranking it out. You're feeding, you're tending to others, and before you know it, it's 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. You're like, crap, I have not eaten again since 7 this morning. So do the little things. Get up a couple minutes earlier, stretch, get that heart rate up, get some movement going. That's what allows us to stay in this game for a very, very long time. Sorry to hear about Scott passing. Sorry for your loss, brother. But yeah, as you mentioned, we're going to include all that, how to, share your condolences and watch the viewing in the show notes.
Hey. Yeah. Scott was just a really big enthusiast, and he was always, like I said, he was always cooking. And condolences to his wife Pam. Yeah. Do we have time for a few questions? This is the worst transition segue of all time.
I'm glad you did it, not me.
God.
We can run through 3. I got a few queued up here. Do you have some?
Yeah, I got a few too.
Oh, well, do your thing, man.
All right. This was a good one from I'm going to pronounce it wrong. A.K. Aries. We're just going to go with that.
Yeah,
I'm going to pronounce it wrong. He'll correct me at a pop-up. What do you wish you knew starting out that you know? Or what do you wish you knew starting out that you know now?
You go for it. It's your question.
I mean, the food costs. People warn you.
I would have bought in bulk higher.
No, people warn you about it, and you're like, no, it's fine.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Food costs and timings on stuff. Not even you'll get the timing on cooks down.
Yeah.
It's really the panic and how much time it takes to pack up stuff and make sure you have everything.
Yeah.
You're all I'm always running behind no matter how much I plan ahead.
Yeah.
Well, also all the time it takes to the time it takes to go collect all of the ingredients.
The shopping, yeah.
Like that ends up taking a lot more time than you expect. You're like, oh, I'll just run over there. It'll take me 20 minutes. And no, you're
3 hours later.
Nah, never that bad, but it's always like a good 15 to 20 minutes more than you expect.
Yeah, it takes time. Doing this is very, very time. Yeah, it sucks up a lot of time. Something that I know now that I wish I knew at the beginning. That as you get better, you'll sometimes outgrow your initial market, and that's okay. I remember having a conversation with my stepdad, and he was, I was working on the menu pricing, and he's like, "What's this for?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the price for this platter." He's like, "That's too high. People can't afford that. You need to make something for the everyday man." Blah blah blah. It's like, why can't the everyday man make more money to afford me? Why do I have to drop things down? Because I started at one, but as it increased, and as I was shifting certain things, the cost for it and what I was putting into it went up. So I was like, well, I got to cover that. And sometimes it's a weird feeling when you can't always do the $75 briskets like you were doing when you were starting. Like, I can't really do that now because brisket has gone up, and now I'm using this type because I've got a bigger rig. So because we're cooking more, it's one of those. So yeah, as you grow, sometimes you won't be able to have that same target audience that you had at the beginning. But the good part of that is too, you find a new audience as well, and you still try to do certain things for your previous if you can. But growth is not a bad thing. I guess that's to summarize it. Growth is not a bad thing in your business.
Well, I mean, I think that goes into another point is when you first start out, you're so focused on pricing everything based on how much it costs, and you're not factoring in how much time it costs.
Yes.
That is a thing. Like, you got to factor in, yeah, okay, cool. A brisket takes 12 to 14 hours to cook. That's not real. That's not okay. So what about the 2 hours you spent trimming and seasoning? What about the hour you spent getting the pit up to temp? What about the 2 hours you resting the briskets? What about the electric costs for running your warmers to keep them overnight? Like, all of these little hidden costs that you're not factoring in. So when you're thinking is like, oh, well, I could sell it. A brisket cost me $60. I could sell it for 120. No, you really can't, because that brisket didn't cost you $60.
It didn't, and I talked about that. So if you guys haven't already, check us out on Thread. I've got a thread of Rashid Phillips, but that was one of the things I talked about initially. There's a difference between making money and making profit. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of early starters get the two very confused. It's not the same thing. You can make you can make money and go out of business.
Yeah, I mean, I had a thing where when I was doing deliveries, I would sell whole briskets at a certain price, and then someone hit me up a year later, and I told them the new price. I was like, well, I was buying it for this price last year.
I was buying it for this price last year.
Yeah. It's like, hey, this went up way much. Oh yeah, also gas was $2.15 a gallon back then.
Yeah, let's not even get onto that. Yeah. But no, that was a good question.
Yeah, and do follow your threads, man. I read your wood breakdown.
Yeah.
That it's a time commitment and stuff, but you said you got to the point where you were even selling stuff to people.
Yeah, and so give you guys a little peek into the thread breakdown. All I'm doing is putting business information over there. If you're looking for recipes and stuff like that, there's none of that on my thread.
That's your website and YouTube.
Yeah, this is all just business info, and majority of restaurants make a profit of 10%. Everyone knows that. That's sort of the run. And I realized, well, I don't have to do that. I can do 30 to 40.
The 10% is that's a good restaurant.
That's a good restaurant, yeah.
Usually it's 3 to 5%. Yeah.
And I was like, well, I want to aim for 35 to 40. How can I do that? And I broke down what my hard costs were. I broke down what my ancillary costs were. And I said, what can I do to pick that off? And the two subcategories were meat and wood. I started working out deals with meat providers to where I'd get a better rate if if I bought in a higher bulk, but also if I didn't do net 30s or net 60s, they gave me a better rate. If I paid up front, it's like, cool, I'll do that as long as they held it for me so that I didn't have to cover storage space, but I paid up front, giving them their money sooner, so they gave me a better rate. That got me my savings, as well as eliminating my fuel costs by sourcing, chopping, seasoning my own wood to the level where I was actually doing it so often and so frequent, I was able to sell it and make profit as well. So, but that's that. Like I said, that's in threads. Got another question, bud?
This is actually a good one. This comes from Andrew Braun 98. Andrew Braun 87, not 97, 87. Yeah. Smoked turkey always results in either the white or dark meat being good for me, never both.
Smoked turkey results in white being good or dark being, but never both. Okay.
Yeah, and it might just be like, it depends. This is where we probably need more information about what kind of pit you're cooking on, because you're going to cook it slightly different on an offset or a reverse flow than you are, like, say,
or a Kamado.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is like making sure you brine your, like, especially with turkeys, brining the whole bird.
Brine the bird.
Spatchcocking, I think, actually kind of helps out a lot.
Drastically. But Bryan, what is spatchcocking?
It is where you cut out, is it the backbone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You cut out the backbone and then kind of press it flat so that it lays evenly. And spatchcocking, you can do a technique where you dry brine it. So instead of like doing a wet brine where you're dropping it in a bucket, you can dry brine with just some salt and sugar and letting it sit overnight. Another thing is like, especially with smoked turkeys, you'll want to point kind of your thighs towards the fire. If you're using like an offset or a slow, point your thighs and legs towards the fire source. So they're getting the brunt of the heat. And then once it gets a certain color, especially on the breast side, is you're going to foil tent over that area.
But what is a foil tent? I know it should be in the name, but you know,
we
get these questions.
Yeah, and so you just take a sheet of foil, basically, kind of rip it off where it'll fit, just kind of over the white meat part of the turkey, and you just kind of form it around that. So
that works. I don't know. Yeah, no, you didn't say. I got nothing after that.
Yeah, I think that's all the turkey technique that we can really give without knowing the thing. I mean, if you're on a Kamado and you're not using the deflector plate,
use a deflector plate.
Use a deflector plate. Then what you want to do is you want to kind of angle your, angle the thighs to where the deflector plate opening is.
Yeah.
So that's where the heat is hitting first.
That worked.
Also, I learned this from a buddy. This just happened with a buddy.
Yeah.
Whatever the temp is in the top dome.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably about 25 to 30 degrees hotter where your meat is.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my big things with the Kamados. Like, you're giving me a temperature where there's no meat.
Yeah.
I don't need it way up there.
He got some brisket tips from me. He's like, yeah, I'm running like 250 right off the bat. And it's like, but the brisket cooked in like 5 or 6 hours. It's like, dude, you're really running at like he was like, I ran at 250, then up to the 275. It's like, dude, you were really running at like over 300, like 3 hours into the cook.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah. One of these is kind of more specific to me, so I can answer that on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, our like, you've also done sausage making.
Yeah.
Okay. So CK Cumber.
Hey, what's up, CK?
New to sausage making. What is important to know?
Honestly, take notes.
Take notes.
Take notes and document, because something as simple as missing on milk powder will drastically change how your sausage goes. And you can be racking your brain doing a cook, and you're like, why did the last batch turn out better and this one didn't? Like, what did I miss? Like, take notes, like, document it. I can't stress that enough, how that helps. Like, hell, even I still know I should take notes. A dish that I make a million times, still go back to notes and I was like, oh, like, easy. And my brain is wired to remind me, like, when I plate where I know everything will be. And if there's a gap, like last night, there was a gap on the plate. I was like, something's supposed to be there. Oh, the clams. Because mental note, I know this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, and that finishes there. So take notes.
I've got 3.
Go.
3 super important ones. Keep everything cold.
Gosh, yeah.
Okay, look.
Even the machinery, put it in the freezer.
Yeah. I messed this up the other day. So I noticed that when I was cold smoking, a little more fat was rendering on my more beef links. I was like, oh, you know what? I didn't throw after I got done grinding it, I didn't throw it in the fridge while I ground the other stuff. I should have done that.
Warm meat doesn't grind well.
Well, no, I already ground it, but I had put it, I put the tub back as oh, this other stuff will only take me 20 minutes. I should have just chilled it down. So it got a little came up to temp, got a little hot, too warm. So the fat rendered faster when I was smoking and heating up. So honestly, you shouldn't grind your meat above 35 degrees. If you can get it down to about 32, 31, perfect. But if it's over 35 degrees, don't even grind it. Yeah. 2, treat it like baking. Convert all of your, get a scale that does grams, convert all your spices to grams. You don't have to convert, you don't have to do the meat conversion if you don't want to. But get a base recipe of 10 to 15, 20 pounds, just something that you can calculate, and convert all your spices to grams. So that way, if you're doing a 7-pound batch, oh, I'm going to do 70% of whatever your salt weight is or whatever your pepper weight is. That has helped me so much in being able to transition to different recipes, because I'm okay, well, this spice has a similar potency to this spice, so I need to use the same, use the same weight as this other recipe. And it just makes it easier. It's easier to track recipes. It's easier to measure. You can do it faster, I think, than trying to do teaspoons or whatever, or half a cup, or, those measurements. Just have a scale, pour your spices directly in. I had a third and I forgot now. I mean, yeah, I'll remember it at some point.
And then we'll toss it up there.
Yeah, we'll toss it up there. But honestly, those 2 are pretty.
Yeah, definitely keep things cold. And when I said the machinery, I mean the pieces, the equipment, everything.
They
too.
They stay in my freezer until I'm ready to use them.
You put them in there. It really does make a huge difference.
Yeah, the stuffer. No, I don't keep that in the freezer. No. Yeah, but the actual grind equipment, it sits in my freezer until I'm ready to use it.
Perfect.
Oh,
did you remember?
Yeah.
Right on.
Before you stuff it, make a test patty.
Yes.
I cannot tell you. I learned this lesson the hard way. You will know if you missed an ingredient, or you missed a spice. I totally made sausage without adding salt one time. I don't know how I forgot it. It was terrible. But I stuffed it, I cooked it, and I was like, why is this so bad? I was oh, I didn't add salt. I'm an idiot.
No, it happens.
So always make a test patty, especially on a new recipe. And if your test patty tastes a little over salty, it's okay. It's compensating for the fact that you're putting it in a casing and the casings aren't seasoned. Also, I think smoke adds a little bit of sweetness if you're smoking your sausage. So you're going to dilute the salt content a little bit from just the natural sweetness from the smoke too.
Good tip. I think that's good. I think that's a good wrap for today.
That's a good episode.
I think that's a good episode.
We're back in the saddle.
We're back on the horse, if that's a thing.
That's it for me. You have another thing.
Yeah, we'll reset.
Oh, you'll do a full reset. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I'll just have to edit it in.
We'll break it into 2.
We'll break it into 2?
We'll break it into 2. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll give you this, and then I'll upload the second, and we'll have that be like a special feature.
Well, you know what? I'll put it at the end of this and also do a breakout.
Okay.
So it will go right here.
And here we are.
And we're back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. No, but it's good to have you back, man.
Appreciate it.
I love knowing how much you're killing it.
I love to hear me over talk about things.
Nah, that's what it's about. People dig it. They want to know the minutia of what we do, because it's the things we take for granted, that second nature that could be a whole gem for someone else. So yeah, we'll do that. But as always, this has been This Week in Barbecue, the Barbecue Focused podcast that brings you both the good, the bad, and everything between in the world of barbecue. I've been your host, Rashid Phillips. And off in the corner yelling at us sporadically, who shows up once every 3 months. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell two friends, and be good to one another.
Peace.